Good morning, everybody. My name's Kathy. Welcome to Yarn with Heart. I was not feeling top of the mark last week, so I will not have a prayer shawl to show you today, and I will not be meeting up with my knitting and crochet friends this morning. I'm still not feeling 100%, so I hope that this video goes okay this morning. Today I will be showing you some video of my yarn that I work with and where I store it in an apartment. It may help for those who have smaller storage spaces. I also will be talking about my no-buy January and how I did with that and how things are going relative to the amount of yarn used and the amount of yarn that I purchased so far this year. So welcome back, and thank you so much to everyone who is returning. Thank you so much for taking time to pop back, and anyone who is new, so happy you stopped in, and warm welcome. I appreciate you all so much. Please consider subscribing so that you won't miss the next video on March 8th. This will be a very different video, shorter than usual, and very sorry I have no finished items to show. There will be something different this week. I'm going to try adding a video at the end. I've never done that before, so let's hope that that works well. Usually the first Friday of the month, I talk about the events of the month, sharing a couple of the events that I will be following. Excuse me. The truth is, I have a genetic kidney disease, and when I catch something, it might take a bit of time for me to get back to full energy. So I will probably not be participating in any extra events for March. So no new events to share, just news about existing ones. However, an interesting thing that I did find is that March is National Crochet Month. It might be fun to look into that topic and each week do something around that theme in March. During the first week of March, I will borrow a crochet ebook from the library that is interesting to me. And if you'd like, maybe join me this week, learning something new about crochet. It doesn't have to be from a book, just from somewhere. Try to learn something new if you would like. Of course, each month I enjoy the Tropical Bird of the Month Make Along by Judy's Creations in Crochet. And the new bird for March has launched, and you can see Judy's video from yesterday if you'd like. It shows all the beautiful projects inspired by February's colors, and it warmly welcomes new makers to join along in the fun for March. Yeah. Also, there's a second make-along that I'm participating in. It's by the Knitting Turnpike and Judy's Creations in Crochet, their 2024 make-along. There's a new development in that, and please, if participating in that make-along or wanting to join in, there's a new date for submissions. You can refer to Judy or Gina's videos for information about this and to stay up to date with all the details. One of my challenges for myself was to have a no-buy January, and I didn't quite manage. I did make one small purchase this month, and then definitely bought yarn in February. Yeah, so I'm glad it was only for 1 month. For some of the newer viewers, I have also been weighing and writing down the number of grams that I use each time I complete a project. Now that it is the end of February past, it was time to see how I'm doing. And this has definitely made a difference. My purchases were about 1,500, 1,500 grams less than the yarn used. So I am on the right track. I'm going to plan the same again. March for me will be a no buy March. And I can let you know at the 1st of May how things are at that time. So no buying for me for March, and then I can buy yarn in April. Small steps matter. I have an overflow area of yarn, and I would like to slowly reduce that this year. You will see that overflow yarn and where it is located underneath some variegated yarns at the end of this video when I do a bit of a show and tell about storing yarn in an apartment. Now, last week I had mentioned about Mary Maxim that they've been having shipping sales, and some of you know I purchased a box of goodies for my mother during their 14-cent shipping promo. My energy is low today. Sadly, I have to postpone diving into that box until later in March. Maybe best to wait a week or two. Instead, here in the next video that I will attach to this one, I hope if all goes well, is a peek at my yarn shelves, how I store my yarn, and a bit about my overflow yarn. So I hope you stay for the next 5 minutes after this. And if you cannot stay for those 5 minutes, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, and hope to see you next Friday. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Yarn with Heart. This is my workstation. I do my crocheting, most of my knitting here. This is the place where I record my videos. As you can see, it's also where quite a bit of my yarn is. I will show you here. Excuse the scraping for the chair. Just going to move that and the table out of the way. I found a video by Krista from the Secret Yarnery, and she talked about yarnscaping. I tried to do something similar. You can see there's the pink yarn, and then my red yarn, and then down below a little bit of red, and my orange. Oh, a bit of stray gray, and then yellow and green. There we go. A couple of different shades of green, and then down below in blue. Okay. And then my printer. Beside my printer, a little trolley where I keep quite a bit of my crochet hooks, knitting needles, my husband's sound system, a little stereo system, and then my blue yarn. I have a number of books for crochet and knitting, and some magazines, and some small books. These ones are just the small sized instructional books or ones that come specific to yarn a specific kind of yarn. And then down here, way down here, purple yarn. Now I'll pause the video if I can figure out how to pause it. Okay, here I am. Welcome back. This is a section of our upstairs that my husband helped to set up. And I think it's right beside our bedroom. And I think this cubby area was originally intended for linen storage. And he attached some wire cubes. There, 1, 2, 3. And I did the same thing as downstairs. Sort of tried to arrange them by color. Oops, sorry for that wiggling. There we go. And these are all the multicolored yarns. There, I'll go down here. There's some multicolors here. This one, of course, not multicolor, but it's a bit of overflow. There we go. The ones downstairs are mostly worsted weight yarn. This is a combination of different weights of yarn. If they're multicolored, then I put them in this section. This is my overflow area. I would say these across the top are small quantity in scrap quantities. This is cotton in this area. This one is bulky weight yarn, number 6, some number 5. So mostly summer weight yarn. Over here in these two bins and these boxes, those are my neutrals, white, gray, browns, tans. This is my very special yarn. I'm reserving it maybe to do an Advent box for myself. So I'll wrap those up and open them and treat myself to some yarn probably this Christmas. And again, this and this are some additional scraps. I try to keep them separate because they will be helpful for making hats, and then I'll find a coordinating color that I can use to do a scarf. So thank you. This is a peek into my yarn stash.